What up, twin? Fuck everything you doing and go tell somebody you love them right now. Pause this. Text your mammy, your dad, your auntie, your uncle, granny, your papa, your cousin, your niece, your nephew, your aunt, your uncle. Text one of them. Tell them you love them. Thank you. You can unpause now. Or yeah. Anyways. Tell somebody you love them. Straightforward. Come here. You can be in the video too. Hold on. I want to make sure the dog bird's in the frame. Dog bird's not in the frame. There you go. Now you can see my big fella. Come here. Come here. Right here. This is my guy. This is my guy. Even though you can't really see him because he's facing me. This is my guy. I love this guy. I love this guy. Tell your dog, your cat, your hamster, your fish, your turtle, whatever you got. Now you can see him. Just my God. Say hi. Say hi. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good boy. Lay down. Lay down. Right here. No. Lay down. Right there. Lay down. Lay down. What are you doing? You're all right. Lay down. Anyways. Tell somebody you love them. I thought about doing this video was originally going to be like talking about the word love in a broad context. But I was like, I don't know how long that'll be. And I could probably yap about that shit forever. So I was like, we're just going to start off, tell somebody you love them. And then we may talk about love in a different context or another video. Sorry. No. I'm finna get my side rants out the way. So right now, first off, any deep thought-provoking, deep talk stuff, comment, and I'll talk about it in the future video. Let me tell you yesterday, bro. It's literally just short. I think today's the 7th. Yeah, today's the 7th. I recorded a video, or I was trying to record a video yesterday, and my allergies were like tweaking because I had did the backyard, so I was like sneezing a whole lot. My nose was running, whatever. Freaking, I had paused it to blow my nose, right? Tell me why I forgot to unpause it. Like I paused it, and then next thing you know, I just forgot, and then probably like 20 minutes passed by, and I was like, all right, I'm done. And my phone was off, so that's cool. But yeah, here we are today, making another video, or at least attempting to. Hopefully, I don't have to pause this one. Tell somebody you love them. I think that love is a sacred word. Like I said, this is why I said it was iffy when I thought about making the video about the word love in general. Because it's a sacred word, but it's also like, just tell somebody you love them, and then I don't feel like it's so sacred. But I think that when you tell people you love them outside of in love with a significant other, partner, or whatever, I think for me it's showing truest, purest, most upright, respectful form of appreciation and gratitude. I think those two words, I put those words together. Also, we have today's coffee is cinnamon roll and caramel macchiato. It doesn't go that good. We don't have any sweet cream or vanilla, because I would have done cinnamon roll with vanilla or sweet cream, but I was caramel cinnamon roll. Yeah, no, you know what I'm saying? But not that good. But it is what it is. Coffee. What time is it? Hold on. 10:10. Anyways, like I said, to me, I think love is, at least telling somebody you love them outside of select people, is the truest form of appreciation and respect and the things I listed off earlier. I guess some context to guess why I say that. So like I said in previous multiple videos, I feel like I've said in everyone, only child. And I'm gonna try to make this short so I don't spend 10 fucking minutes talking about this and then it takes up a third of the video. So only child. I have a lot of friends. I also moved. I went to a new school every single year. kid you not, from first grade, essentially, to graduating high school. Obviously, it's a little different. So, to like summarize it, first through third grade, I was at one school, except my mom was best friends with the principal, so we knew our school was going to get shut down. So we left how it's like semesters. My second semester of third grade, I went to a different school. Don't remember where I went. Fourth grade, I was at a different school. Fifth grade, I was at a different school. And then sixth grade, I was at a different school. Seventh and eighth grade, I was at one school. Ninth and 10th grade, I was at one school. My junior year, I switched schools, and then my senior year, I went back to my original high school. I've moved a lot. And to be, like I said, I really haven't been at one singular place more than 1 year, right? So, the reason why I said that, and the reason I brought up being an only child, is because as an only child, I actually appreciated school. I appreciated like the public school thing. So like going, waiting at the bus stop, talking to people, riding on the bus, waiting after school with a group of people by the bus stop. You don't know who the hell is who, but you just talking to people, whatever, right? I appreciate all of that because as an only child, I didn't get none of that. And we're not making this sad or anything either, by the way. I'm just like freshly waking up. I've been up probably like an hour or so, but anyways, I appreciate that. And it was kind of like because I was school to school, and I didn't really like sit there and like have like hella friends because I didn't go to a school long enough to like make really consistent friends. Like first, second, and third grade, I actually had a ton of friends. Obviously, I'm in elementary school, so say everybody's gonna be friends. But like I had like my good like 5 that I can't think of their names. I can think of 2 of their names, but I can think about what they look like, right? When I was at high school, when I was at middle school for 7th and 8th grade, same thing. I had a solid group. Freshman, sophomore year, I had a solid group because I was there longer than a year, right? Point being, it kind of like going back to make this story make sense with the video. I was in that one place very long, so I didn't truly get to like make friends or appreciate people or kind of talk to them or just be like really good friends. You know what I mean? So I didn't really get that, right? And like I said, we're not making this sad. Damn, brother, I need coffee. Maybe the cough drop instead. Now, I feel like I'm not in frame. Ouch. Anyways, so as I've gotten older and being in college, right? I've learned to appreciate all the little things. Not all the little things, because I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'll be getting certain things and I'll be like, oh, thanks. You know, but like as I've gotten older and as I'm 21, gonna be 22 this year, I love all my friends. I do. So if you're one of my friends watching this, I love you, twin. I love you, twin. I hope your day is going great, and if it's not going great, then I hope it starts to go great. And if it doesn't start to go great, twin, I'm sorry for you. Text me and we can yap about it, something. I don't know. But as I've gotten older and, you know, being in college and whatever, I truly do appreciate all my friends. I love all of my friends. I'm not in love with none of them, but I love all of them. I appreciate all of them. I'm thankful for all of them. And I think that those adjectives, I think I'm using the right words just now. I think those words to the highest degree can all be thrown into love, right? I also Googled it because I wanted to make sure I kind of knew what I was talking about. But what are you doing? This is my other doggy. This is my little lady. Her name's Gaia. This is Midas, by the way. You've seen it in previous videos. Damn. But anyways, like I said, I put up the definition of love to kind of just like give me a outline or a baseline. Except these definitions suck. But I think it's funny though. I think it's funny that the definitions don't like make the most sense. Because it's like some of these. This is one of the definitions: a person or thing that one loves. You can't use the word in the definition, right? But the other ones do sort of kind of make sense. Hold on. I'm sorry, my eyes is really itchy, bro, for no reason. An intense feeling of deep affection, a great interest and pleasure of something, or a great interest and pleasure in something. Oh. Love is a term in tennis. I don't know if you knew that or not. In tennis, squash, and some other sports, a score of 0, and then colon nil. And then the sentence is love 15. Don't know what the fuck that means, but anyways, yeah. Which definitions can I use for these? A great interest and pleasure in something. See, this is why I say the definitions don't make sense, right? Because how I think about it and what makes sense to me has nothing to do with any of these things. These are like love. These are strong, passionate definitions in that context, and mine's just like overall. Mine's just actually different. Mine's not strong, passionate, intense feelings at all. But like I said, I think that my definition does come from me bouncing around a lot, and like I said, being in college, I'm appreciative for the experiences that I have. So like I said, I love my friends, right? But I think that there comes a time where you need to tell people that, right? Because I don't know. I mean, everybody has a lot of stuff going on. You know what I mean? Especially with social media and how, brother, today 2026, 2025, 2026. Hey, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Ain't no telling how shit's finna go down, bro. Like truthfully, like I'm not a big politics guy, but I be seeing the damn TikToks that the White House posts. Crazy work. We're not going into the politics route, but just crazy work, right? Or just hearing like just little things that have happened, just crazy work, bro. I just figured out we took some guy from, I think Venezuela. I don't know. We're not going to politics route. I don't know if that's good or bad. I've seen mixed reviews. Anyways, the world is crazy. Basically is what I'm getting at. The world's crazy. Shit's happening with the government. We got social media doing its own thing. We got AI, kind of just like we don't know what the fuck's going on over there. Life, we finna go on and experience life, and like we have, I think for people our age, 18 to 20, 18 to 30, we'll say. I feel like people who are 18 to 30, kind of like we're like this oh shit spot. You know what I mean? I feel like because years ago, people who were 18 to 30, it was the cost of living was lower. Things were just different. There wasn't so much happening in the world. Whatever. It wasn't. I feel like we didn't have to think about it a lot, right? And now, obviously, yes, when you're in that age range, you do think about it a lot in general. But I think now, because there's just so much more going on and there's so much more questions that we have that we don't have clear, concise answers to, it's nerve-wracking. It's terrifying, matter of fact. Not even nerve-wracking. It's just terrifying, right? And I think that in the grand scheme of things, not even in the grand scheme of things, I just lied. Like, telling somebody you love them, it's not going to help. It's not. Like, it might make their day better. It might make their week better. Or I don't know what it'll do for them. But what I'm saying is, like, telling somebody you love them, no, it's not gonna, they're not gonna get a job promotion. No, they're not gonna, oh yeah, no, I want a new job. I'm gonna get a new car. I'm gonna start setting my goals. No, it's not gonna do that. Right? What I'm getting at is because there's so much shit happening right now and we don't know where life is gonna take us at all. I think if you just tell somebody you love them and be like, hey, bro, look, shit don't make sense, bro. But let me tell you something. I love you. I appreciate you for what you've done. I appreciate you for being a person who's been there for me. I appreciate you for the lessons you've taught me, the music you may have showed me, the 4 a.m. conversations we've had. I appreciate you for just being there. We may not even be close. It could be somebody that you're not close with. You know what I mean? It could be your professor. You can talk to your professor and be like, hey, look, we're not close because you're my professor and I'm a student, so you only see me probably like 3 days a week or whatever, however many times you go to class. But you tell the professor, hey, like, I love you as a professor, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you taking time out of your day to be able to teach. And for you, depending on how your professor is, you could, like, some professors, like, you can tell they're actually passionate as to what they're teaching about, right? And not a lot of students can learn if they got a teacher who's monotone. Like, personally, I've had a couple. My freshman year, I had a history professor. Horrible. He seemed like a chill guy. Just when it came to how he teach, he was just very monotone. There was no emotion. His handwriting was dog shit. He would use the whole whiteboard for no reason. He would just make like circles and scribbles and half. I don't know. I don't love that guy, right? But point being, like I can even think about like my freshman year. Actually, I had my English professor, right? I'm I'm not gonna cap. When I had her class, I felt really, really dumb because I was like, my transition from my high school to college, I was like, whoa, I felt like the dumbest kid in the room. I really did, right? But I could go back and tell her that I love her and I appreciate her because, hey, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't truly like know how to write. I wouldn't know what college academic writing. I wouldn't know what the standard is. I wouldn't have used, or wouldn't have like, damn, fuck, I'm selling. I wouldn't have got more words or like understood, like I wouldn't have a better vocabulary while taking her class. I wouldn't know how to actually read things properly, read an essay properly, or read an article properly if it wasn't for her. I wouldn't have gained some sort of knowledge that will like transcend outside of the classroom into the real world if it wasn't for her, right? And yeah, you could sit here and say like, oh, well, you could be like, okay, well, why don't you just say you're thankful for her or appreciative for her? And I am, right? But I think it's like, because of, like I said earlier, everything that's just happening, bruh, I think just hearing love, it just gives you just like that much more. You know what? It really does. It really does. Even if you're not thinking about the word love, how I am, how it's just appreciative to the literal max, somebody else might, right? And I also think because it's just such a strong word, it's literally like, that's all somebody just needs. You know what I mean? It's like how sometimes somebody just needs a hug. Sometimes somebody just needs to hear that they're loved. You know what I mean? Like that's really all it is. Also, is sorry. I don't know what he's doing. What are you doing, ma'am? I'm kidding. You stay. You're fine. Anyways, like I said, I think you just need to tell it to somebody, bro. Because, like I said, today's day and age, shit's confusing, shit's scary, and sometimes that's all people need, bro. Another thing that I've realized is like, as humans, like one of the main things we seek is human connection, right? Is to talk to somebody, to I ain't finna cap. We finna go on a little side story, bro. So, I've been single for a minute. Shit's annoying, but it is what it is. I've come to terms with it. But it's annoying because I'm a lover boy. I love, obviously, goddamn, obviously, I love love. I like making other people happy. I like spending my time with people and doing different qualities that like are make up a relationship. I just like it a lot, right? So we got shorty, right? I don't got a shorty, but like I don't know. We're just gonna call her shorty, right? I don't know why I'm like overthinking it. So like I said, I was single, so I'm gonna keep it a buck. I text a group chat. We send memes. I got friends. I send TikToks to whatever. But kind of outside of like texting a group chat, texting my friends, sending TikToks, snapping my friends back. That's kind of like how my connections go. Is through the phone, through 2-second snaps, or through a 15-second TikTok. Right? Obviously, I got my mom, I got my dogs, whatever. But shorty, one day we were just chilling, talking, and then next thing you know, she ended up FaceTiming me. I'm like, oh, okay. I wasn't expecting for that, but like, I'm not gonna sit here and decline it because I'd be real dumb to not answer her FaceTime. What are we talking about, right? So I answered her FaceTime. I was just on the game. We were just yapping, whatever. Next thing, I think it was like 2 hours that passed by. Cool. She had to go because one of her friends was calling her, whatever. Also, none of you motherfuckers try to be like, oh, her friend's called. No, her friend really called because she was texting. She was snapping her friend while we was on the phone. So, fuck you. Yeah, you ain't slick. You can't play me. She actually did call her friend. Anyways, what are you doing? He's just like licking his paw or the carpet. I don't know if I wanted to. Anyways, so we had got done. I can't cap. We got off the phone. I can't even cap. I'm giddy. I'm sitting there. I'm like, damn. I just got off the phone. Shorty. Yeah. Right. But then it was like I had found myself like for a brief second questioning. I was like, pause. I was like, are you happy because you just got off the phone with shorty, or are you happy because like someone showed that they appreciated you? Not saying that like it's a bad thing or like that I don't get shown that I'm appreciated. But I'm saying, like I said earlier, as people, we really thrive on connection, on interaction, on just connection, being with others, connecting with others, right? So, like, I had truly found that when we had got done FaceTiming, I was really happy. I truly was. I was really happy. I was appreciative because I was like, damn, she just took the time out of her day to sit here and talk to me, to see what I'm doing, what's going on in my life, to just sit there and just like be in the same area as me. You know what I mean? And then like, cause I was another thing with me is I'm a quality time guy, but it kind of just depends because it's me and the person. It just depends. Obviously, if they're not my person, I'm not gonna fuck with spending all my time around them. But I'm just a weirdo, anyways, right? So there was like, I think it was probably like I'm just on the game. Her friend got done snapping her. She was on her iPad, whatever. There's probably like it's all like 10-15 minute window where we didn't really like speak a whole lot. And like I found, or I kind of thought about it after. Typically, like with previous girlfriends I've had, I found it that typically like in those 10-15 minutes of silence, I'm not gonna cap. I didn't like it. I was like, damn, why aren't we talking? We're on the phone. We should be talking, whatever. Why aren't we, right? Can I help you? What are y'all doing? Anyways, I have found that typically in the past I'd be like, hey, why aren't we talking, right? And I kind of fast forward to however long ago and get off the phone with her. I had sat there and kind of thought about the 10-15 minute window, and I was like, dang, you know, past me would have tried to like talk and try to speak to like just keep a conversation going, because be like, why are we on the phone and there's a silence, right? Whereas current me, I saw that silence and I was like, dang, I don't even care that we're not talking. I'm just sitting here appreciating being in the presence of somebody else, bro. Like, cause like I said, she did by no means, she did not have to FaceTime me at all. She didn't have to FaceTime me. She could have played the game. She could have went to sleep. She works. She could have played the game. Could have went to sleep. She could have FaceTimed her friend instead. They stayed on the phone with her a whole lot longer. She literally could have done anything else, right? And I found that even sitting in the presence of somebody, not saying a word, just like I can look up at my phone and just like see another face. You know what I mean? I really appreciated that because, like I said, as humans, one of our main things is connection. We as natural creatures, we hate being isolated, right? And I was appreciative of her just sitting in the same presence as me, bro. Not even speaking. I could just look up at my phone and I could just see her on the game or whatever, right? And I think it's like even something as simple as that, bro. That just shows you have overall love for people, because not everybody has to do that. Like when our conversation ended, she could have just hung up because we wasn't speaking no more. You know what I mean? And I think it's just love is being there for people also, bro. How she was on the phone with me and she didn't have to be on the phone with me. You know what I mean? How there was that 15-minute silence. She could have hung up when it got silent. You know what I mean? So I think that when you tell somebody you love them, first off, you need to tell somebody you love them, because you're not gonna know what they're going through. It could make their day. It could make their week. It can make their year. I said earlier that it can't, but I'm lying, because at the end of the day, if we go back to Sonder and what that means, you don't know what they're going through. You might never see them again. You don't know how a 2-minute interaction could change their whole everything. You know what I mean? And I think I've talked about this in another video too. Actually, I lied. I was gonna go down a side rant, but it's not relevant towards this video. It's relevant towards Sonder. Where's my controller? How long have we been at? About 20 minutes, I think. 20 minutes, 25. Yeah. Tell somebody you love them, bro. Tell a stranger. Tell your mom. I lied. Don't tell your mom. Tell your parents. Chill out. Also, side note about her. She's a complainer. She'll like let you know that. Like I'll be chilling in here on the game. She'll come to me and then she'll just start like, y'all don't really what you need to go potty, and then she'll be like, boom. And I'll be like, okay, let's go. But I don't know, she's weird. Anyways, yeah, tell somebody you love them, bro. Tell somebody you appreciate them. But just tell them you love them, bro. Because I also think that love is a strong word. It's a very strong word. Um, that's also why when I was thinking about making the word, the other video that I thought about, it would have been like the big L word, comma, love, right? And then we would have got into like the relationship aspects of it a little bit. Because funny enough, as much as I'm sitting here talking about I love my friends, I love this, I love that, when it comes to relationship, motherfucker, I don't be saying that word. I don't. Oh my gosh, is that word terrifying? Like, the same guy who's telling you to spread love and tell everybody you love them is the same guy who's terrified to tell their significant other that they love them in a relationship context, right? We're not gonna go down the relationship area because that's not what this video is about. But the funny thing about me, I don't know if that makes sense or not, but hey, fucking we ball. But yeah, I think that love, the word in general, just holds so much value that can't like truly be perceived. Like obviously, like in a relationship context, yes, you can. If somebody tells you they love you, right, they can show that, and you can perceive, hey, they love me because they've done X, Y, Z. They've done this. They got me this. I used to be in this situation in life. Now I'm in this situation. They got me this job, this house. I'm living with them, car, whatever the hell it is. Yes, you can tell that somebody loves you because of their acts that they do for you, right, or whatever it is. But I think that if it's not in a relationship context, it's kind of hard to perceive that people do love you. If it's not a relationship, or if it's not family, or if it's just like friends or just other people, it's hard to like perceive if others love you or not, right? So I think that if you just tell somebody you love them, you don't even gotta list off things. It's just like, hey man, I love you, brother. And you're like, damn, you good? What's up? I'd be like, no, I just want to tell you love you. I love you. We may not be close, but I feel like you may have, even if you're, no. You can just tell them you love them, and then be like, hey, I don't know what your situation is in life. I don't know if you need to hear it, if you even care, if you're going to forget this conversation in 10 minutes. Just tell them you love them. You know, I don't know what you're going through, but I think that if you're going through something, you can keep pushing through it, bro. If your life's chill, if you're content, hey, I'm happy for you. You know what I'm saying? Make it a little better. I don't know where I'm trying to go with this right now. If I'm like so for I don't. I'm staring into my closet, thinking I can make sense out of this. I can't cap. I don't know if I'm making sense right now, but I think you just gotta just tell somebody you love them, bro. Because it's such a strong word, and yes, it has such high value to it, and such really high like attachment to it. But I also feel like because it's such a strong word, you can, in the right context, I think you low-key can use it loosely, right? Where typically, like when it comes to relationship, I'm not throwing that word out. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, I had a conversation with my old coworker at my pool job about being in love, whatever. Honestly, one of the most genuine but terrifying conversations I've ever had. Because I was telling him some deep ass shit, right? But that's relationship context. We're not talking about that. Like I said, I keep going back to it. Maybe I need to talk about love and relationship context. I don't fucking know. But I think it's like because it's so high value, it has a certain attribute to it. I don't even know if that makes sense or not. I think the word love has such an attribute to it that even if you just hear somebody say it, or you hear somebody say it to you, it just like it may. I don't know. I'm assuming right now, but like I feel like even if you heard somebody say it to you, it might just like flip a switch in your brain, or it might just like make you like feel warm and appreciated. You know what I mean? Because it's not like a regular word, bro. It's really not. That's why I said I barely even use it when it comes to the relationship context. But like I'll sit here and tell my friends that I love them. You know, I've done it with my bros. I've done it with my friends. One of my friends was one of them. She be doing my hair. I'd be in their dorm. I'll talk to her room. I'm like, hey, I love all you guys. I love all you. I'm appreciative that you let me be in y'all's presence, take y'all's time out of the day to like hang out with me, whatever, right? Tell my brothers the same thing. My frat brothers. Me and one of them, we was having a conversation. It was actually about some really serious stuff. And then he was telling me, he was just like, B, I love you, bro. Like, fuck the fraternity, fuck the brotherhood, fuck all this college shit. Like, you as a person, I love you, bro. I'm appreciative for you, the insight you bring as a person, how your mindset is. I love you, bro. And I'm like, so I love you too, bro. And that's one of the realest people I've met, right? And like, even having little conversations like that with another guy, right? Because a lot of the time, guys won't tell other guys they love them, right? You've heard this a million times, unless you're like drunk somewhere with your bros. If you're and at one of their houses, at the bar, if you're in college, if you're at the dorm, wherever it is you may be, bro. And there's guys, y'all are drinking. That's probably one of the rare times you ever gonna tell your bros you love them, right? I don't do it because one, I don't like to drink. It's just not my thing, and plus, that when alcohol be working on me, that I'm not the emotional type of guy, so I'm not finna start telling my bros I love them. I'm the more side quest guy. Let's go outside. Let's run a mile. Let's do. I don't know. Also, I get really like active when I'm inebriated. Like if I don't know why. I've went to bars before. Like I say before, I don't go a lot. But I remember one time I went, probably like 2 months ago or so. For some odd reason, bro, I'm like, bro, I could just go like, I could go run like 10 miles right now. I could kill 10 miles right now. But we're not talking about that. But I like I said, I found that like even between another grown ass man, him telling me he loves me, he's appreciative for me, it's just like I feel like it's also just like a form of respect, bruh. Because I think this kind of goes into relationship context a little bit. So if you're still here, actually listen to this part. A lot of people say in a relationship, the number one thing that they value is truth, right? Truth or honesty or whatever your word is, right? I think that's wrong, in my opinion. I think the number one thing that every single person should value in a relationship is respect. Because if you don't respect your partner or whoever it is, you're not going to tell the truth to them. You're not going to be honest with them. You're not going to be, like, if you don't respect a person, it will show. People talk about, oh, I want honesty first. No, they can disrespect you, but they can still be honest with you. They can disrespect you and they can still tell you that they went out and cheated, right? Cool. And they're disrespecting you because they cheated, right? Whereas if they respected you, someone's not gonna go out and cheat, right? So I think it's like, oh, I forgot where I was going with this, but like stick with me here, sort of, kind of like in a relationship context. What? Anyways, in a relationship context, I do think the number one thing that you need to prioritize in every single romantic relationship is respect. I have to sneeze. Fuck. Okay, we're good. Anyways, respect, because if you don't respect somebody, you're not gonna like follow all of those same things, right? Whereas for like going back to that conversation I had with one of my brothers, as a man, respect. I feel like respect has to be your number one thing. If people don't respect you, they're just gonna flat out treat you differently. If you're not respected, oh, that's the same thing. Yeah. If you're not respected, people are just gonna flat out treat you differently, bro. Whether it's the way you act, the way your demeanor, whether it's the way you talk around others, whether it's the jokes you make, I don't know. There's a lot of ways to make people not respect you, right? But I think that there's a lot like, I don't know. Like I said, in a relationship, it's a little bit different because like again, they're your partner. You've been, at least if they're not your partner yet, then I'm assuming you're planning on making them your partner. So you've known them for however long. You know their personality, things they do, don't like. Maybe certain triggers that they have. Maybe like what disrespect means to them, what respect means to them. I don't know, but that was a little side rant about love, relationship love. I kind of got to use the bathroom, and I think they might need to also, so we're just going to wrap this up. Love. Tell somebody you love them. Like, for real. I don't care who it is. It could be your neighbor. It could be your mom, auntie, uncle, granny, grandpa. I'm not finna go down the list again, but tell somebody. Because, really, like, for me, at the grand scheme of things, and fuck everything I've said in this whole video, bro. If you're still here right now,